right, let's dive into what is and who is the corporate pot stirrer. You all know them. You all work with one or two, or maybe you still do. They're out there, people. These people thrive on chaos. They thrive on carrying rumors. They love keeping everybody at the edge of their seats. They love the chaos because it's a form of hiding what their intentions really are and what they actually don't know. Let's talk about it a little more. Welcome back to the Maxine, Unapologetically Authentic. Thank you so much for joining. If it's your first time, remember to subscribe. We are here every Thursday at 11 a.m. Right. So now let's talk about the pot stirrer. We all know that coworker, that colleague, that peer of yours, could be your friend too in the workplace, that you just don't like being around because they're not a good influence on your career or on your productivity. This is the person that thrives on chaos, keeping everybody slightly on edge because they always have to be the center of attention. Notice one thing about these people, or a few characteristics. These people are always insecure. Some of them do it out of boredom. Some of them do it out of lack of knowledge of the work that needs to be done. Some of them just thrive on it because nobody ever beds down the bad behavior in the workplace and they let them run wild. This then translates into unhappy teams, disgruntled employees, and also you just don't want to be as a part of the organization because if that's the type of people that you have to surround yourself with, how do you positively build your career? How do you influence your peers around you? How do they get to see you as a person of authority when you have to deal with this type of energy, with this type of person, with this type of worker? And truth be told, you see very minimum to zero result in their work because they're so busy thriving on rumors of, oh my goodness, did you hear what leadership is about to do? Oh my goodness, did you know about that one that had an argument with the boss? Oh my goodness, it's always these tension grabbing performances, the theatrics, all the time. Now you ask yourself, why do organizations put up with these type of people? Because truth be told, even managers, bosses, CEOs, whatever you want to refer your person that you report to, they too get exhausted from dealing with these people. But like any relationship, if it's in your household with your kid that is a bit problematic, you can't throw hands and give up and say, oh, I'm done parenting. You have to continue being there, being present, trying to resolve the issue or problem, whatever the case may be. Because it's still your responsibility as a leader, as a parent, as an individual, to do something about that bad behavior. Now, why do these people exist? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's to build character in leaders. Because when you don't deal with bad behavior in your team, it becomes somebody else's problem. This then becomes a pushover project. Oh, well, I don't want to deal with this. This is just too much. I'll focus on my top performance. The only thing that you are creating is animosity in the team. You're losing the trust of the team. And you're also showing that I really don't care. As long as I get results, or the team produces results, it's completely fine. You're showing that you lack engagement with difficult people. You lack taking accountability to face conflict. And that you lack doing mentoring and coaching with these individuals. Yes, it's not easy, but it's also not rocket science. It also doesn't take 10 or 13 hours out of your day. 30 minutes. Whether they're weekly, bi-weekly, you choose. Because by changing or investing and helping that person, you're also showing the team that I am vested in your growth. I am vested in your next role. I am vested in what you're not saying. I am doing something about the issue at hand. You are showing you are taking leadership. You are engaging. You are present. You are aware. You are taking accountability. Now, the art of these pot stirrers, if this behavior is not dealt with, they move to different organizations. They move to different teams. And they cause the same disruption. It negatively impacts productivity because by them constantly going, oh my goodness, did you hear the tone of voice that the boss used on me? Do they also speak that way to you? They start planting seeds that don't exist because they forget to look within. Whenever you identify a problem, you always have to ask yourself, is it me? Am I the issue? Do I have some underlying things that I need to work through? Is it a lack of skill that I maybe need to learn? Which is easy. You've got a whole bunch of people working with you. Ask. But no. Thriving on the chaos, creating the whole commotion, the whole theatric performance. It's easier shying away from your accountability to do your work, do what's required of you, and to perform at your best. These people also don't like being a part of a team as a whole. For them, they want to work in solitude. Well, there are jobs out there where you can work on your own, in your little silo, nobody will talk to you, but they choose not to. They choose to engage because that is what they grew up with. They bring it into the workplace. They bring it into the social circles. And unfortunately, it always goes unaddressed, and this becomes a bigger problem. And it festers. It spreads like cancer. And when you work with this person, it's hard to focus. It's hard to grow yourself because somewhere along the line, you're going to get distracted by this behavior and ask yourself, why is nobody doing anything about this? Because trust you me, these people are strategically placed in their minds. They know what they're doing. Because if I make enough noise, the attention moves from my work and I'm going to get what I want. Not by producing results, not by being the top performer, by being the pot stirrer. These people unfortunately advance because leadership chose not to take accountability, not to deal with the conflict, not to try and resolve, to do something about this bad behavior. You lose your best performing employees because of this chaotic behavior. All it takes is mentoring, coaching. Sit down and ask, what is the issue? Is it work? Is it personal? Is it mental, psychological? Sit with it. Work through it, leaders. You're losing your best people. The organization is being tainted. Reputation is gone. Because these people know exactly which buttons to press. For the employees, it feels depressing being around. It feels not worthy performing at their peak anymore. Driving results because if someone can get away with murder, basically that's what they're doing. Why should I even give my best? So before you make any rash decisions, when you observe this behavior in a coworker, a teammate, someone in the organization, steer clear of this behavior. If you're bold enough and brave enough, you can approach, but in a very mature manner. Take them for coffee, have a chat with them. or ask them, is it something that we can help with? And trust you me, these are always people that volunteer for everything, come across as very helpful. They'll even tell you, yeah, they'll accept your help, and then switch the tables. But try anyway, so that you know for yourself, I've tried to engage and see if I could maybe be part of the solution. If you see there's a reluctance, there's lack of accountability, you'll be the telltale signs. Then you stay back and you stay in your lane. But do yourself a favor. Focus on your productivity. And if leadership is not taking control over the situation, look for another team, look for another organization. Because you're going to be unhappy if this doesn't change. Get yourself a mentor, get yourself a coach. There's tons of people out there that do put in the work, that do take these type of engagements seriously. The behavior might not change, but you do see the difference when a leader steps in and takes on the task, takes on the coaching, takes on the mentoring, because they see value in their team, they see value in the organization, they see value in themselves by being a servant. And that's called servant leadership. By you also doing the work, putting yourself in those people's shoes, taking on that difficult task that nobody wants to take on. Trust me, nobody wants to. But that shows leadership versus being a manager. So stay tuned for my next episode. Leader versus manager. Which one should you actually choose to work for? The Maxi, unapologetically authentic.